URC round number 8, folks. This kind of catch-up match between the Lions and the Sharks, and the Sharks just can't bloody buy a win. Stack full of Springboks, 18-3 lead at half-time. Chance to win it at the death, and still can't win a match in front of 19,703 fans, which is a pretty decent turnout for a kind of midweek, not midweek, but mid-competition Summers game in South Africa. But the Lions, goodness gracious me, tenacious, I guess, with no Springboks on their side. It's one of those ones where the team's more than the sum of its parts. So yeah, well done, Lions. We'll go through some key events and stats, and you guys can have your thoughts. This is quite belated. This game was on at 4 in the morning. I actually set my alarm for 4, but I kind of just whacked it. I thought I'd snoozed it, but I had actually turned it off. So yeah, I watched it much belated, but I didn't know the result, thankfully, because it went down to the wire. The Lions did get the first points of the game from a penalty. They were looking to play quick. Nohamba gets the penalty. Morne van der Berg had gone close to tapping it and sniping over, but knocked it on over the line. But the Sharks guys were not back 10, so 3-0 to the Lions. The Sharks even things up with the penalty through Kerwin Bosch. 3-3. Marius Lowe gets referred to by Joel Stransky as a fresh of breath air, which I thought was an interesting turn of phrase, but I guess when you're being paid to speak for a couple of hours, you're going to get the odd thing wrong. But yeah, Marius Lowe had a pretty good game. Few big hits, man. Kerwin Bosch got smashed. Van der Merwe got smashed. Neither side was able to really get anything points-wise, but the Sharks were certainly making the Lions guys defend. A lot of territory, a lot of possession. Fussy had a nice touch finder to continue that bit of territorial pressure from the Sharks. The Sharks' hands finally clicked to get the first try of the match through Makazole Mapimpi. I mean, great from some of the guys who were just been Fernakok, Ebenetzeberth, Fenta, and Fussy. Mapimpi finishing it. It was great. It's what you expect with this star-studded Sharks side. So a great conversion from Bosch as well. 10-3. Happy days for the Sharks fans. I mean, the Sharks were looking to play at pace. At one point, they tapped it when they had a scrum penalty. I think in their own 22, or certainly in their own half. And then they got absolutely smashed. But fortunately, the Lions guys, from a Sharks point of view, gave away a penalty for a high tackle. So the second opportunity the Sharks got a penalty, they slowed things down and took the shot for touch because, yeah, the Lions' defence, if nothing else, was very, very ferocious in the first half. Sharks up for a drop goal on the half-hour mark. Bosch had lots of time, so why not take it? 13-3 lead. And then, my goodness, Grant Williams. He loves a bit of play out on the wing. It's virtually, I don't know, I want to say a miracle, but not really. It's skill. It's absolute skill when he just snipes over on the wing from the base of the ruck. It was Fenter, I think, who had gone for a big old carry. Kind of decently close, and then Bosch looked to be getting isolated close to the left wing, but Grant Williams, where there's no space, just picks and goes round the corner and then just dives over with 2 Lions defenders trying to stop him. He's able to ground it. It's a pretty incredible try. Missed conversion, but 18-3. 18-3, and the Sharks have had 58% possession. They've had 65% territory. They've had 265 metres to 112. I mean, they've made the Lions make 77 tackles to 39. As I said, they're in front of almost 20,000 fans. The majority of them Sharks fans because they're in Durban. The Sharks should run away with this one. But they're not going to score a single point in the second half. The Lions absolutely come out the better of the two sides. The Lions did have a shot at the start of the second half, which Nohamba wasn't able to get over the crossbar. A wee bit short, maybe at altitude, and Joburg, he gets that one, but at sea level, not to be. But they did start to put together their best kind of passage of play ball in hand. More than anything, I think they had in the first half. You had Nohamba to Frankie Horn, Edwin van der Merwe with big carries, passing in the tackle, look, confident play. Certainly the best period of play. I mean, their line-out was still a bit dodgy the entire game, but still certainly putting the Sharks under a bit of defensive pressure. Sharks conceded 3 quick penalties like no arms tackle, high tackle. The ref gives them a warning for that. The Lions this time opt for touch, 5 metres out. It's a no-jump line-out because their line-out, as I said, has been pretty dodgy. And Kropala, the lock, gives away a collapsing the maul penalty, which sees the Lions awarded a penalty try on 53 minutes, and he himself gets carded. So, yeah, man, suddenly it's an 8-point ball game, and the Lions have got the extra man. What can they do with the extra man? Initially, not a heck of a lot. Like, Moine van der Berg runs into Ebenezer's hip, which is probably not a great idea. Like, he's already been battered and bruised. Like, he's had blood pouring out his head earlier in the game, Moine van der Berg. But, yeah, he has to go off. He's certainly going to fail an HIA after copping that kind of punishment. It's a big size difference, so anybody's going to struggle if you put your head into that part of Ebenezer's body. So, yeah, he goes off. And, yeah, maybe the Lions are looking a little bit stifled with the extra man, but still, James Fenter for the Sharks gets pinged a few too many times. A couple of back-to-back penalties allows the Lions to take a shot at goal, so it's 18-13, now within striking distance, although the yellow card pretty much ends with the Sharks only having conceded the 3 points, so not a bad return, but the Lions are getting a bit of pay at scrum time. Like, they had been under the pump a little bit at scrum time earlier, but they are starting to get some rewards from the ref there. 73 minutes, the Lions are camped in the Sharks' half for a wee while. Line-out is still messy, but they take a 73rd minute shot, which is very kickable for Nohamba, but he just slices it wide. You're thinking at the time, that's probably the game. That's probably the chance you needed to take. You know, if you make it 18-16, comes down to a kick, it's anybody's game, but he misses it. Now you need to get a converted try to get yourselves in front. Well, that's what they bloody do, man. 76 minutes. This time, when the Sharks concede a penalty, the Lions opt for a corner because they're running out of time. It's a clean line-out win for a change. It's a maul. And bloody Marius Lowe, of all people, goes over from the back of that maul. So it's 18 points apiece with the kick from the sideline to come. And what a strike from Nohamba. He missed the easy one, gets the hard one, 20 points to 18 with a minute to play. Then from the restart, the Lions are mucking it around in their own 22. And I've been saying this for a while. Kind of gone are the days where you can kill off like 90 seconds, even 60 seconds is pushing it. You're probably going to concede a penalty. I know it seems to not make sense to kick the ball away when there's a minute to go and you're in front because you want to just run the clock down. But it's so high risk when you're in your own territory to give away penalties. I feel like the better option here is just kick the leather off the ball and chase as hard as you can. Give them a chance to win the game, but do it from their own territory kind of thing. The Lions are mucking around in their own 22. Ball comes out the back of the ruck, and Ebenezer, who's just been announced as man of the match, he pounces on it. So the Lions try to clear to kind of seal it off and get pinged at the breakdown. So Sharks have got a chance to win it with a penalty shot at the death, but Borta Chamberlain is unable to get the kick over. So the Lions hang on for a famous victory. Second half, big time, much improvement for the Lions. I mean, possession finishes 52-48. But you remember how lopsided it was in the first half. So the Sharks only had 46% possession in the second half. They only had 47% territory. So the Lions, man, big time improvement. Run meters finished 465-317. Defenders beaten 23-19. These are in favour of the Sharks. Clean breaks 2-1. But turnovers won 5-1 to the Lions. And penalties conceded. The Sharks 13 to the Lions 5 plus that yellow card. So discipline, a big time issue for the Sharks. Edwil van der Merwe has 5 defenders beaten. Afalele Fassi has 4. James Fenter has 20 tackles, but a few too many penalties conceded. Frankie Horn, 16 tackles. So, yeah. Well done, Lions, man. The Lions have got the next game. It's another catch-up game, so they're only one game behind at this point. They're going to play the Bulls away end of January, and then the Sharks will be facing the Stormers once the URC gets back underway proper in February. So we've still got a bit of a European and Six Nations break to come. But yeah, Sharks. Losing run goes on. John Plumtree must be feeling the pressure. Is this him or is this the players? Is this just a cohesion thing? I remember a while ago, years ago, the Highlanders brought in a bunch of guys. Like they brought in Tony Woodcock, they brought in Matanano, they brought in Brad Thorne, all these big name players, and guess what? It did not go well. Then the next season they had a bunch of young guys, uncapped All Blacks guys, you know what I mean? Like very few. I think Aaron Smith and Ben Smith were the only All Blacks. More a team like the Lions, and they seem to do a lot better. But anyway, what do you guys reckon? Lions go on, well done, and Sharks, disappointing. Take care, guys. Talk to you again soon. See you later.